Welcome back. Your time now is 6:14 on this Friday. The government watchdog group Open the Books recently reviewed Austin Water's checkbook payments from last year and its $80 million annual payroll.
Yeah, CEO and founder of checkbook.com, Adam Andrzejewski, joins us to dive into the numbers. Good morning, Adam.
Morning, Allison. John Carlos.
Good morning, Adam. Give us an overview of Austin Water's spending last year.
Well, a lot of money, a lot of city money is spent through Austin Water. Basically, 1 out of every $10 spent by the city last year flowed through Austin Water. It was $300 million to run operations paid to vendors. We took a look at their payroll as well, and it's about $80 million on cash compensation for about 1,100 employees. When you tack on the cost of benefits, John Carlos, that's a payroll that costs ratepayers every year about $110 million. If you break that down, it certainly looks like there's a new minimum wage for an average employee at Austin Water, and that's 6 figures, $100,000 a year at ratepayer cost.
You spoke to us recently about the debt situation in our city. How about how much debt does the water utility have, and how much does that cost each year?
So we found a figure of $2 billion of debt racked up by Austin Water. Now, Allison, that figure comes from 2020, and we could not find an updated figure. Debt service on that last year was expensive, $224 million, which was about half of what the city paid on all debt service for all agencies last year. So there has been a lot of debt, and it's if you put that $224 million figure in context, it certainly looks like it could start crowding out basic operations. For example, it's 2 times payroll. It's 2 times the payroll cost, and nearly as much, not quite, but nearly as much as they spent on vendor contracts to run operations last year.
Adam, Austin Water spent the last year replacing water meters at every resident in Austin. I just got mine last week. What is the price tag on that project?
Well, it's large. It certainly looks like they're not going to be done until 2025. They've already spent $71 million on the replacement program. There are only 7 out of every 10 meters done with it, so they still have a third to go. So it certainly looks like to us it's going to be a $100 million project. Now, the cost savings estimates are $300 million. But John Carlos, that's over the course of the next 20 years. This is a very significant and expensive upfront investment in these new water meters.
Adam, what did Austin Water spend on payroll, and how much are the highest paid employees making?
So the highest paid employees, and there's 4 of them that make over $200,000 a year. Now, the director of Austin Water has a base salary of $275,000, so it would cost ratepayers well over $300,000 a year. So these are lucrative positions. But I want to focus on the overtime because it's really flowing into a couple of positions: electricians and pipe technicians. There are 19 of them that racked up more than $50,000 last year in overtime alone. There was $9 million in overtime at Austin Water last year. And if you're a pipe technician or an electrician, you can make up to $92,000 a year in overtime alone. So those are the positions that it looks like they need more of, because when you're racking up that much overtime, that's misallocation of ratepayer resources.
Yeah, Austin Water's certainly been in the news the last couple of years. So thank you so much for sharing that information with us, and thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
You can always find Adam's reports at openthebooks.com.